What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. As you can hear, a little bit better. Still not 100%. Really excited that I got all the way through this and realized my microphone was muted. So, kind of doing a take two. But I wanted to go over the patch that Maximum Football has, which addresses so many of the issues, but not all, ironically enough, that gamers have talked about. First one, logo creator, constant crashing. Hopefully it is a permanent resolution. Part of me doubts it is, just because of how many issues people have had and the fact that we've all had them at different places in the logo creation process. I don't know if it's going to be addressable with just one resolution. Secondarily, defensive back reactions. I'm interested to see if defensive back means corners and safeties, because that's an area that the game is struggling in, especially when it comes down to assignments and zone coverage. So I want to see, as I've talked about in other videos, how they plan on fixing that and how permanent that fix can be. One of the strange things was the field goals. If it bounced off an upright, it would be counted as no good, even if it went in. Very rare issue to have, but they have addressed that. And then the roughing the passer issue, which if you've played this game for any length of time, you know was just 100% unbearable. Whether you were playing against someone else or the computer, the quarterback at any point being hit, even when you couldn't see what was happening, would constantly lead to these penalties. Other games have had that issue as well, so it's interesting to see how they're going to resolve this, because it seems to me the only real way to fix it would be to stop that player once the ball has been thrown, or to just augment the code to not do the penalty. So it's kind of a slippery slope as to how they want to address that. Now, some of the issues that weren't touched on, which I don't want to say surprise me, but perhaps later on they could be addressed. Things I've talked about, like the tipped passes and the way players can interact with those. Obviously, we've talked about at length the line interactions, and the fact that you just don't have a long time to throw the ball is going to be something that I think needs to be addressed at some point. And then I don't know if it's that big of an issue, but the way the replays function, as I showed before in another video, players just tend to get frozen replays, and it, one, ruins you having the ability of going back and doing a breakdown or looking at the play. But secondarily, when those players get stuck, they kind of just get morphed all through. And a lot of times you'll also see that transfer over when a player's being hit. I'm going to have some clips of that, both good and bad, later on in the week as I do more and more with Maximum Football. Hopefully this patch can make the game a bit more playable. I do know a lot of people have said that these issues are main things that they need to resolve. Obviously, shouldn't have a game crashing, number one. But hopefully they can provide some temporary fixes to what people are experiencing now while they work on more permanent solutions to the bigger issues that we're having with the game. Other than that, love to know your thoughts on that. Appreciate you checking it out. And you know I will be back and hopefully sounding a lot better in the week with more commentary.